Scratching the surface. What is the function of the skeletal system? Protection. This is one of the main reasons for the skeletal system because it protects all your main organs. For example, your ribs protect your heart, lungs and liver. These need to be protected because they keep your body healthy, which enables you to do everyday things. Movement. Tendons attach muscle to bone and ligaments hold bone to bone. These work together when you are walking and writing. When muscles contract, they pull on your bones to create movement, without this system that happens, you wouldn't be able to do anything by yourself. Support. The spine, pelvis and legs enable people to stand upright. They also create support for your body weight. This also help to keep all your internal organs in the correct place, which keeps them working correctly. Blood cell production. There are two main types of marrow, red and yellow. Red ensures that there are red blood cells around your body and the correct amount. This is from the red marrow. They are roughly produced in an average rate of approximately 200 million per day. These carry oxygen to your muscles and body tissue. Yellow is a fat cell that can transform in red bone marrow if you have lost a lot of blood, for example, an open wound. How is the skeletal system divided? It is divided into the appendicular and the axil. The axil consists of 80 bones. 29 of the bones are in the head, 25 of the bones are in the thorax, and 26 of the bones are in the vertebral column. The axil protects vital organs. There are 126 bones in the appendicular skeleton, 4 bones in the shoulder girdle, 6 bones in the arm and forearm, 58 bones in the hands, 2 in the pelvic bones, 8 in the legs and 56 in the feet. The appendicular skeleton holds and supports the limbs of the human body, which allows you to do everyday things, for example, walking. Different types of bones. Long bones, short bones, irregular bones, flat bones and sesame bones. Here is an example of all of these. Tarsals and carpals are your short bones. Irregular bones are your vertebrae and sacrum. Sesamoid bones is your patella. Flat bones is your sternum and cranial bone. Fixed joints. Your cranium is an example of this joint. Each plate is fixed together by fibrous connective tissue, which doesn't allow any movement. Slightly movable. Your vertebrae is an example of this. Your cartilage and ligaments allow this movement, however, don't let too much because it could affect you for the worse. For example, pulling on your spinal cord could result in not being able to do things like you could before. When bending over or putting strain on our back, the spinal disc will release a fluid to become thinner. This also acts as a shock absorber. Movable synovial joints. The most common joints are hinge and ball and sockets. These allow you to do everyday things like walking and running. The hinge joint is your knee and your elbow. These allow you to flexion and extension. Ball and socket allow flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, internal and external rotation. This can be found in your hip or your shoulder or hip. Synovial fluid joints. The ball and socket joint. This allows stable movement within several directions, for example, your knee joint. It allows adduction, adduction, flexion, extension, rotation, or circumdation. Gliding joint. This is an example of your tarsal. It allows movement such as slight twists and forth and short sliding. A saddle joint. An example of this is your thumb. The movement it allows is flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, and circumdation. The cannulum joint. An example of this is your carpal. The movement it gives is flexion, extension, adduction, adduction, and circumdation. A hinge joint. An example of this is your elbow. The movement it allows is flexion and extension. The last joint is an example of this is your neck. This movement mainly allows for rotation.